This is Aweber.com. Aweber is one of the most popular autoresponders out there. You can see here that they were founded in 1998 and there's over 61,000 customers. They're a big company. Now, Aweber used to be the one of choice for internet marketers. For many people it still is. They have a very, very high level of deliverability, very reliable. What Aweber did some months ago is decided that they were going to aim themselves more at the corporate market, the big end market like Constant Contact, Infusionsoft and iContact. And so they changed their pricing structure, which has put a lot of marketers off of them, particularly new marketers. Now, I'll show you the pricing structure in a minute. What they do is they give you a $1 trial, so you can give it a try for a month for $1. Now, if we scroll down, you can see some of the other features that they offer. Yeah, they give you sign-up forms, analytics, very high deliverability, and follow-up autoresponders. You have as many autoresponders as you want. And you can see here that people are joining. I mean, I don't know quite what these two are doing at this time of day because it's about 2 o'clock in the morning in Florida. It's about, 1 o'clock there and about midnight in California. So obviously these people don't sleep. But you can see that they offer you some good services. Now, Aweber are known for reliability and deliverability. And you can see here, this little bit of text here, they have worked well with ISPs, internet service providers, to make sure that their messages get through. They are trusted by them that the messages that they send are good quality. Now, we just want to go and have a look at the pricing very quickly. So here we have the pricing. The basic level is $19 a month, but you can see it goes up. Once you're over 500 subscribers, it's $29. 2,500, it's $49, and so on. Now, what this means is it means the onus is on you to start earning from your list. You can't sit back on your laurels like people used to and just build a list and never market them. You've got to earn from them. The old pricing structure was it was $19 up until 10,000 subscribers, and over that it was negotiable. But you should be making money from your list. If you're not making $19 a month from your list of 500 subscribers, you're doing something wrong. You need to be mailing them and sending them good quality products. So this is the pricing structure here. It doesn't, it may sound a lot, but when you think about it, 500 subscribers, you should be making round about $500 a month off of them. So the monthly fee is more than covered. The nice thing with Aweber is it does some really, really good tracking and targeting. They've introduced some fantastic new features that allow you to really understand what your subscribers are doing, to break up who you're sending messages to. You can send messages to people that read the last one, messages to people that didn't read the last one, and so much more. There's some really, really good features within Aweber. So a lot of testimonials, and I know that a lot of people use it. Now, there are some private label versions that haven't moved to this new pricing structure yet. Somewhere like Mike Filsami's ProSender and John Delavero's Turbo Autoresponders. They are private label versions of Aweber. I believe that when Aweber was starting up, they needed a cash influx, so they sold the private label version to some marketers. But there's very few people that have it. I think they only sold about half a dozen. So this is Aweber. It has been, and probably still is, the autoresponder of choice for many, many people. However, there are some other options. We're going to show you some of the other ones now. This is GetResponse.com. This is another popular one that's been around for some time. It's very, very, again, very popular. Similar in what it does to Aweber. One thing it allows you to do is you can do surveys to your list, and you can also send out video emails to them. So it's quite good. Those are features that Aweber haven't added. So this is GetResponse trying to differentiate themselves from Aweber and add features that you may or may not use. The surveys certainly you would use. The video marketing, I'm not so sure. But it does provide you with some good services. Again, they give you some really good deliverability, very good tracking, very good analytics, some really, really good features to help you increase your revenue and automate your marketing. So let's have a quick look at their pricing too. Okay, now you can see here if you've got a tiny list, so this is basically free trial, then it's free. But you can see the pricing here. It's slightly less than Aweber. So it's basically they're trying to pull people away from Aweber to them by having the lower prices, but they have adopted the same pricing structure as Aweber. So pretty much they're both kind of the same. You get a couple of other options down here. You get for free the online survey, and for $10 a month you can send high impact bulletins and newsletters. Now my issue with this is HTML emails. Most people don't read them. Most browsers and most software doesn't support them. I personally never use HTML emails because I know the open rate's dreadful. I get HTML emails from people all the time that are obviously really proud of how their email looks, but of course for security purposes I don't let my mail client download images because I don't want any old rubbish being downloaded, so of course they look terrible to me. But you can see here the pricing is pretty much the same. There's no sending limit and unlimited lists as long as you don't go over that number of subscribers. But you can see GetResponse isn't a bad site. Again, a lot of marketers use GetResponse and have some very good things to say about it. Which one you choose is actually entirely up to you. I'm going to show you another couple in a moment, but it's up to you. Just look at the features, go through some of the features here, and use that to help you decide what it is you want to use. You can take a tour here and you can read the FAQs here to get some more information about exactly what it is they're doing. And you can see there's an account comparison here. Let's just have a quick look at this. You can see here some of the features, integration to Twitter, as an iPhone application, online surveys, industry templates, split testing, and unlimited follow-up messages. So they give you quite a few decent features. Some of these are on Aweber, some aren't, but it depends on really what it is you want. Do you want some of the features here? Is there a feature here that makes you go, oh, I've got to have that, or is there not? Now let me show you another autoresponder now. This is a fairly newcomer to the block, so let's go onto their webpage now. Now, Wizard Responder, or wizardresponder.com, is a new system that's actually getting a lot of interest. You can see here Martin Avis, a well-known marketer, has put a testimonial on here. It's very, very popular, this one. Because they've got quite a low price at the moment, they're currently $9 a month. They're really taking off and getting a lot of interest from people. They provide a good level of deliverability and pretty much all the information you need. Let's face it, the basic from an autoresponder is you want a message to go out and get through. You know, you may not want all this fancy tracking and customization and split testing and video marketing and everything else. You may just want to send messages, in which case this tool will do you just fine. Let's scroll down to the bottom and just have a look at some of the features and other information here. Now here's the feature list, and you can see pretty much it offers everything you want to need. It's the basic autoresponder, but you can have up to 10,000 subscribers for $9 a month. How appealing is that? Now you can personalize your emails. You've got an RSS syndicator, so you can keep in contact with your subscribers via RSS. RSS is taking off. You can build in tracking links, ban subscribers, and so on and so forth. So there's an awful lot of features here for you. So if you go through and look at this, you may find, well, that's actually all you need. You don't need the fancy tracking that Aweber spends. So, you know, it could be worthwhile. And I think one of the real benefits of this is that it takes PayPal. Aweber doesn't take PayPal, and that puts a lot of people off. But Wizard Responder does. So the fact that it does take PayPal, I think, is a big selling point for it. So these are three of the big autoresponders that you can use. Now, which one you go to is entirely up to you. It depends upon your budget, depends upon the features that you need. I won't recommend any one of them, but I can say that they're all equally good and that they will all do exactly the job you want them to. Which one you choose is up to you, but you've got to choose the one that fits your budget and has the features you want. If you don't want all the tracking and split testing and rubbish that Aweber gives you, go for Wizard Responder. If you don't feel you could live without all that extra functionality, go for Aweber. If you want the video functionality and some of the other gimmicks that were on GetResponse, go for GetResponse. But you have to make that decision. But when you make the decision, remember, an autoresponder is for life, pretty much. Trying to move your list from autoresponder to autoresponder is a nightmare and will result in a massive unsubscribe rate. You're going to lose a lot of subscribers. So when you find one and you decide to stick with it, stick with it. Don't go hopping from autoresponder to autoresponder, because all your work building a list is going to be for nothing and you're going to start losing people. So those are some of the autoresponders that you can choose. These are all hosted solutions, and that's really good because it means you don't have to worry about installing scripts, configuring scripts, or any of that sort of thing. All you do is you just use the software and somebody else worries about all that. So pick one of those or pick another one. It's entirely up to you which one you go for. We're going to start now talking about building a list. The next few videos are all about different ways of building a list. In this video, we're going to talk about building a list from your website or websites. Now, every website and web page you own needs to be focused on building a list. Every web page has to have an entry point into one of your autoresponder sequences. You want people to be able to subscribe from anywhere within your empire of sites. You want it really easy, simple form, tells them why, tell them what they're going to get them to sign up. The more people you can get to your list, the better. You basically have a sign up form on every page in the form of a pop-up, a hover ad, or just plain autoresponder sign up form. But it takes a lot of effort to get people to your website, so you don't want them to come to your website and go and disappear. You want them to come there, sign up, and then you can market to them at your leisure. Now, every niche market needs to have a different autoresponder list. We talked about this briefly earlier on, but your parrot keeping list will be different to your dog training list, to your Microsoft consultants list, to your plumbers list, and whatever. You have different lists for each niche market. This allows you to separate out your list by interest so that you can market specific products to the lists. Now, you may find that some products will appeal to multiple lists, in which case you have two choices. You can send the same message to each of the lists, or you can write a custom message for each list focusing on their specific needs and wants and why the product suits them, and that is a technique that will work best and have the highest conversion rate. Now, if you have broad niches, then you can have generic lists. So, for example, I might have in internet marketing, I've got my list of list builders, traffic generation, WordPress people, my list of, what other lists have I got in internet marketing? Let me think. I've got another list on people who are interested in AdSense, a list on pay-per-click, a list on cost per action. So all of those are different lists. But because they're in internet marketing, they all have pretty much the same interests. So I can send a broadcast, for example, on an affiliate product related to internet marketing to all of them. Now, if there's something specific to, say, pay-per-click, I'd send it just to that list because the others may not be interested. But if it's, Mike Filsami's latest product, or whoever, some big name has released a new product, I'd send it to all of them because they've all got a general interest in it. And what I'd want to be able to do with my autoresponder ideally is to make sure that if somebody's signed up to more than one of those lists, they only get one email. That's actually quite a good feature of an autoresponder if you can find it. But as I said, each sub-niche has its own list. So you may have a generic, in health, for example, you may have the fitness freaks, you may have the dieters, you may have the people who want to stop smoking, the vegetarians, you may have the vitamin munchers, whatever it might be. But they're all in the generic health niche. So you may not be able to get them all onto one list, and you probably don't want them to be all on one list. But if there's something generic to do with health, you send it out to all of them on every single sub-niche. One thing that works very well, now I did this years ago, I first tried it out, and I found that I'd gone from getting one opt-in every 3 or 4 days to 3 or 4 opt-ins every day, is you offer a bribe for people to sign up to your list, offer them a gift. It could be a book or whatever it might be, but nowadays, in IM, internet marketing, worse than other niches, people don't want to give their email address away because they know that what's going to happen is they're going to get bombarded with junk emails and messages, and before they know it, their inbox is going to be full up. They're going to get thousands of messages a day, and most of them are going to be completely irrelevant and rubbish. So by offering a bribe, you help overcome that resistance. Maybe I should call it a gift. You offer them a free gift for signing up. You overcome that resistance that they have to giving you their email address because they think, well, there's something in it for me. And because your gift is really good, they're then going to say subscribe to your list because they think, this guy's obviously got something to say. I want to listen. Now, what can you offer them? A free report, a video, or something similar? Something that works very, very well is, if you're selling a product, is to offer a couple of free videos, a couple of sample chapters, or something like that. Something to give them a taste of the product so that they can go, this is good. So that's what you want to think about. But offer them something that's valuable, and that's the key. Don't find a resale rights product or a master resale rights product to give them. You don't want that. It's got to be something of value, and it has to be yours, something you've written. You've got to make sure, though, that you don't give away the farm. For example, if you're selling an ebook, for example, and you say, right, I'm going to give away the first 3 chapters, but chapter 3 is where the real meaty information is. You don't want to give them that. You want to give them away enough to prove that the product's good and that you're an expert on the niche, but not enough that they then go, well, I don't need the product. You've got to give away just enough to make them go, I can't live without this product. I've got to buy it. Now, the reason the product has to be your own is you use it to sell your own product or affiliate products. So basically, the giveaway is promoting your product, or if you haven't got a product to sell and you're just giving away something to build a list, it's promoting affiliate products. That's it, plain and simple. And that way you'll learn, because what will happen is they'll read the book, and not everybody, but majority of people will be intrigued by what's in there, realise you're an expert, and come and buy something. So it works really, really well. If it's a well-written report with some really good information in, people will buy. One thing to try, and again, I've tried this and had a very, very good response rate with it, is pop-up windows. Put pop-up windows and hover ads on your web page, and you'll find that you get a good result. You've obviously got to play around with them a little, but you will get a good result. They can often provide you with a lot of subscribers because they're fairly obtrusive, shall we say. So whereas your opt-in box on the right hand side they may ignore because they're reading the text, the box is right in front of their face and they've got to click a button to get rid of it. And when they're going to click on the button, they quite often see the free gift and go, that looks good, and click on it. What you need to do is experiment with different text in these boxes, experiment with different pop-up times. Do you want the box to appear as soon as somebody gets to the website? Do you want it to appear when they leave? Do you want it to wait 5 seconds or 10 seconds? Whatever. But you've got to experiment with it. What gifts can you give away? Try different things to find out which works best. Now, sadly, that's not necessarily going to be the same across all niches, but it gives you a starting point from which to work in every niche that you enter. Now, if you're selling a product, and this is really, really important, you need 2 lists. You need a pre-sales list and a post-sales list. Very important to separate the 2 out, because let's think about it. Your pre-sales list, what you're doing? You're selling your product. Your post-sales list, they've bought your product. They don't want to be sold your product again. They've already got it. I must admit, I made a little mistake on one of my lists a while ago. I had forgotten to put the automation on so that when somebody's bought the product, they were removed from the pre-sales. And the guy bought the product. Actually, this is quite funny. The guy had bought the product, and he'd written me an email about a day afterwards saying how much he loved it and he thought it was fantastic. And then a week and a half later, he got to a message, I think about 3, of the pre-sale sequence. And he actually bought the product again because he thought, wow, this product sounds great, and had forgotten that he'd bought it a week and a half before. And I I monitor my sales. I know exactly who buys what on all my sites. And I noticed that he had quite an unusual name, which is why it really stood out. And I thought, I'm sure I recognise that name. I'm sure he bought something the other week. I went and checked and found out he bought the same product. And when I contacted him and gave him a refund, obviously, and said to him that I'm really sorry, I've messed up my automation. You were on the wrong list. I gave him a little something as an apology. And he said to me, oh right, well I was getting these emails and it was selling me this product and I thought it was fantastic, so I bought it. And he hadn't realised he'd already bought it. So you get a lot of confusion. But the thing is, if they're a little bit smarter and they realise that they bought the product, they're going to get a bit annoyed that you're trying to sell them the product they bought. They're going to read it and think, what's going on? I've got this product. Why are you trying to sell it to me? And you're going to get a high unsubscribe rate. So make sure that any autoresponder you choose allows this level of automation. It's going to make your life very, very easy. Now, your pre-sales list holds prospective customers. These are people that come to your website. They've gone, I'm interested, but I don't want to buy just yet. I want a little bit more information first. I need to make up my mind and make my buying decision. So it holds the prospective customers, and what it does is it sells them on your product. Now, it will sell them for anything from 7 to 10 to 20 messages. It will sell the product. After that, it's, well, they're not going to buy it. So what you do is you sell them other products, affiliate products, and so on and so forth. Your post-sales holds actual customers. These are the people that have bought, they spent money with you. They're qualified buyers, and you know that A, they have money, and B, they're going to spend it. So what can you do with them? You sell them other affiliate products and back-end products. But it's vital that you remove the buyers from the pre-sales list. It's going to confuse the hell out of them. It really, really is. But what this allows you to do is maximize your profit by targeting messages to the right audience. You're not trying to sell a product to people who have already bought it. You're trying to sell a product to people who have registered an interest in it but haven't yet bought it. To the people that have bought it, you sell them other similar products or related products of a similar or higher value. You sell them your back-end products, a video course, your personal training, your membership, whatever it might be. Now, you can also sell these to the pre-sales list as well, but whilst you're doing that, you're not selling the original product. So you need to make sure that you have very defined about where messages are going, and make sure that your post-sales people, your customers, you're not trying to sell them the same product again. It will cause you problems if you do. But that's how you build a website, build a list from your websites. Make sure that every web page you own has an entry point into your autoresponder sequences. Keep your niches separate, but feel free to send messages out to a number of lists that are relevant to them. Maybe rewrite them specifically for each list. Remember, if you have a product, separate out the two lists, so you've got your prospective customers and your actual customers. And with the information here, with this knowledge, you could make a lot of money from your list. It's going to really help you with your list building career, help you earn money from them, and help you get a big list very quickly. Co-registration is a wonderful way of building a list. It's a very simple concept. Basically, your sign-up form appears on someone else's thank you page, and theirs appears on yours. Now, you either do this manually and you do a manual swap, or what you do is you use a service. If you're using a service, basically you get a credit or so many credits for every time you show somebody else's sign-up forms. These credits are then applied to your account so that your sign-up form is shown on other people's thank you pages. And this brings you quite a good number of subscribers. You can get a lot of people from one of these. It's a very, very effective way of getting yourself some targeted subscribers. The good thing about it is they tend to be quite responsive. They've opted in for information from someone else's list. They're interested in the niche. They've registered an interest, and they've obviously really keen on signing up for your list. So it works very, very well, and I really, really recommend it. Now, the best way of doing this is co-registration services, but you may find that you don't get a lot of subscribers. Maybe your niche is a bit too obscure, in which case You need to contact people in your niche directly and say to them, hey, look, I notice you haven't got anything on your thank you page. Tell you what, why don't we swap Autoresponder sign-up forms, and we put a message on each other's thank you page saying, hey, thank you for subscribing. Yeah, I know you've said you're interested in information from me on this list, but I'd like to recommend this other newsletter as well. I believe it'll be something of interest to you. And do that, because you know what's going to happen with that? You're going to get a lot of subscribers. It really does work very, very well. Now, some of the auto services are better than others, but we're going to talk about a few of them now. Now, the first one I'm going to talk about is Advertising Know-How. I think it's a very good site. It has a really good feature in that you can buy credits to get your newsletter appearing on other people's pages. So you don't have to sit there and try and get people to see your thank you page. What you can do is you can just buy a load of credits and off it goes. Yeah, it's going to cost you a bit of money. I can't remember how much it is, but you're basically, you know, getting a whole load of exposure pretty much for very little, and potentially you can build a good list from it. So I strongly recommend there. List Builder Pro is yet another, and there's Nitro List Builder and List Crew, which is a relatively newcomer. It's only been released recently. List Crew currently focuses on internet marketing only, and is going to introduce some other niches in the future. Now, what's interesting about these services is that not all of them are compatible with all autoresponders. Aweber, for example, will not allow co-registration, but has allowed Advertising Know-How because they are satisfied that it meets their strict policy on double opt-in and genuine leads. I don't know about List Builder Pro or Nitro List Builder. I know last time I looked at List Crew didn't allow Aweber, but did allow many of the others. So you do need to be aware of this and make sure that whichever co-registration service you choose is compatible with your autoresponder. Now, there are a number of them out there. Just go and type co-registration, list building, and you'll find loads of them in Google. Advertising Know-How is free to sign up for, and you can start getting people from there straight away. I believe List Crew is free as well. So yeah, it's worth having a look at these and possibly using them. You know, it's very, very good service. I mean, co-registration isn't necessary to build a list. You may get enough people from your websites, depends on your traffic levels. But if you want to build a list quick and you're in a bit of a hurry, then co-registration is actually quite a good way of doing it. You're going to find that you can get a lot of people on your list pretty darn quickly from it. And as I said, they tend to be targeted and quite responsive. You need to spend a little bit of time warming yourself up to them, but if you do that, then you are going to succeed with your list, and you're going to do quite well, to be perfectly truthful. So that's co-registration. Well worth checking out. Look at some of these sites, make sure they're compatible with your autoresponder, and start using them to build your list.